Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Today we dealing with respect. Respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me. That's how most of us learn how to spell respect. But anyway, we dealing with a revenge killing. Senseless. The whole ordeal was senseless. The situation leading up to the revenge killing was senseless. The reaction, the people who stood around, the whole ordeal was 100% senseless, and it didn't have to happen. But before we get into that, reminding you all to go to Everyday People, the movie, watch episode 1, subscribe, share, tell your friends all about it. Because, like I always state, is that this show is none like any other you've ever heard. You have to be wide awake and pay close attention in order to follow this show, to catch the meaning, because it's sort of similar like we could say the Bible, to where you get the metaphors and you have to understand the deeper meaning. Example, Bible would say Jesus physically walked upon water, like he got on top of the water and walked on it. Even Hollywood displayed some of that, and people who watched that, and they got a chill down their spine, like, wow, But actually, since your body is made up over 75% water and your brain sits in water, the message that penetrated to that brain to where you could follow, if he taught and there was a large crowd present, then he walked on water. He got his message over. He touched the people's heart. He touched the people's mind with his word. So this show is similar to that. Now on with the revenge killing. It was at nighttime. 75-year-old man was out drinking amongst some other people, and female shows up. Now, she was the only female that you could see in the video. Now, they get into a little verbal conflict, and the 75-year-old man called her a drunk. She gets upset. She hits the 75-year-old man. So people kind of stood in her way to kind of block, standing between her and the 75-year-old man. But not yet once did I hear anybody say, hey, that man old enough to be your grandfather. How are you going to swing and hit a 75-year-old man? So she hits him again. By this time, the 75-year-old man was stating that, look, she hit me first. If she hits me again, you're going to hit her back. So she kind of went at him again. He kind of got a hold of her for a brief second. He didn't do much damage. He's 75 years old, but he tried to, you know what I mean? If he would have caught up with one of them stiff rights, straight right, You know what I mean? He'd have dropped her, but he couldn't really get her good. And so another young man jumps in. He attacks the 75-year-old man. But you had about 8 people out there, and you had others who watched as this was going down, and no one actually secured a pathway so the 75-year-old man could get in this truck and leave. Meaning, no one thought of the moral code that we all grew up with of respecting your elders. It was just, she was calling him all kind of bitches, and she was calling him old ass nigga, and I'll F you up, and the whole nine. I'm like, God damn. You know, he's 75 years old. She had to be around 40. The young dude who jumped on him had to be around 20. But then again, she could have been younger than 40 and just looked old for her age, I guess, due to hard living. You know what I mean? We've all seen that. People who are actually young, when they had such a hard life, so they look like an old man. But the shocking thing here was, nobody seems to care the fact that he was 75 years old. That even if he called her a drunk, which she claimed he did, it still shouldn't have escalated to violence. And even if he did call her a drunk, I think you say the most thing she could have said to get him was, old man, you don't know what you're talking about. That would have been the end of it. But no, she swung 2 times and hit him and was tired. Had to catch her breath. Swung again, hit him, bing, and was tired. He grabbed her a little bit. He was tired. The young guy that jumped on and got a couple of licks in, and the 75-year-old man was able to make it to his truck, right? But prior to leaving, he told them, especially that youngster that jumped on him, the dude, and he really didn't want to hit the female. You know, he's 75-year-old. He was taught you don't hit a woman. So he took them hits. He's trying to go by a code of conduct that was taught to all men. Don't hit on women. You know, but for some that, you know, some parents told them do not hit a woman. But if she hits you and comes at you with an object, take her down. Take her down. You know. So it's I don't know, but the gist of it is, yeah, out of anger, and if words are being, shared, don't attack the female. Why? Because she's not as strong as the male naturally, But you do got some strong women out there, but overall, it goes as she's not as strong as the male, so you don't have to hit a female. You know what I mean? So I guess he's from that old school. But when that young guy attacked him, he said, okay, I'm 75 years old in my community, being attacked by 2 youngsters that's younger than he was, and at nighttime in front of witnesses. I guess going through his mind was, I got to do something because I have to live here. If I don't, the rule of law in my community is you have to fight back, because if not, you become prey. I'm 75 years old. I don't want everybody robbing me, taking me for a punk, trying to take my change or whatnot. So he told that youngster, as he made his way into the truck, you're going to have to see me. He drives out, goes home, get his gun, drives back up to the scene, spots the youngster spots him. The young guy attempted to take off running. 75-year-old man pulls out his gun, shoots the youngsters in the back, that one youngster. shoots him in the back, and kills him. Now, all of this could have been avoided. You know, even if they were drinking, that subtle message that's been impacted in your brain since the youth is supposed to override whatever emotions that popped up for a split second. When you've been told something all your life, then that's the foundation. That's the die that's set. That's the thing that comes forth that overrides anything else. And that is respect your elders. But obviously, the message got cut somewhere. Some people may be hearing this the first time. Some people may be saying that, well, you know, I was never taught to respect my elders. You think, though, that would be common sense and that would be natural. You know, but I guess not for this generation. I think in this generation, everybody might be fair game. It might go from 8 to 800, 8 to 80, blind, crippling, crazy. It don't matter. If it's on, it's on. But I fought, to be honest with you. I fought the teachers. I fought the preachers. I fought the city council members. I fought the people that's in politics who look for the votes within that district, and that happened in Houston, Texas, off of Martin Luther King and Belfort. Supposedly let it sit go. Because you're not teaching the children anything. You know, you're not teaching them the building blocks of life. But I mean, or especially, man, look, especially black teachers who adopts the attitude that it's not my child. They're not going to get out and be productive in society anyway. Look at where they come from. It's a impoverished area. I just want to get in here, read what this curriculum says that the state provides for me to teach these kids, and I'm out of here. Give me my check and I'm gone. And, and if I can make it through to get transferred to a school out in the suburbs, I'm on the first train smoking. When you have a field of opportunity right in front of you to broaden these minds, to show the world that just because you come from a impoverished community, you don't have to be victim to your situation and circumstances, because you can look to the future and build economic wealth from ideas, from your study, from the chance in a capitalistic society to pull yourself up and those around your family, those around you, and also your community with an idea that's big enough to help the masses. The preachers, you around here teaching not Jesus. I don't know what the hell it is these preachers teaching. You teaching the hocus pocus. You teaching the Jesus riding on the cloud, or the Jesus walking on actual water, or you know what I mean? You not teaching Jesus. That's why they not drawing strength from the church. Church been in all black communities all over America since they were allowed to even have churches, when they couldn't go into the white churches, and you still teaching the same way. I'm not saying all preachers, but for the majority, you still teaching the white Jesus, even though some of y'all elevated to putting the black Jesus in your church. But you still teaching slave Jesus, man. You still teaching that milquetoast religion, that turn the other cheek religion, not the Jesus who went in and turned over tables and jumped on some men for money dealings inside the church, hustling in the church. That's like me today would be the equivalent of you go into the church and your deacons or a shooting dice with the attorneys. They on their knees blowing the dice, got a pile of money, they going at it in the church. It's equivalent to that. But preachers ain't preaching nothing, man. They preaching that. They still preaching what white folks allowed them to preach, and they haven't stepped outside of that boundary. And so they're not giving food to the flock, meaning some nourishment. They give it I'm gonna give it to you like this. They're not giving anything of valuable food to the flock. You know what I mean? They giving the flock some potato chips. They feeding the sheep potato chips. Now the sheep can survive on the potato chips, but it's gonna have poor health. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be the best looking of the sheep. The hair of the sheep gonna be missing in some part. The sheep gonna be weak and can't run around. You know what I mean? But yet that's all that's there. So, you know what I mean? Versus you go somewhere else and they feed their sheep organic grain and the best of the food, and you looking at the coat of the sheep is shining and the sheep running around playing, having fun, eating good. But yet this one sheep herder don't like his sheep, think he's better than his sheep, don't think his sheep is deserving of a good meal, so he just throw potato chips out there for the sheep and tell the sheep have at it. You see what I'm saying? That's why we give you on Verbal Pick Radio. I know you can catch the meaning in that. So yeah. So the community, the neighborhoods worldwide suffer purposely, because then it creates a pipeline to the prison industry, and you'll be seeing that in probably when we drop Everyday People, the movie, episode 3. When we drop that, you'll see how officials feed off of crime to line their pockets to get paid. How it becomes a hustle. You know? That's what it is. It's a hustle. But the I don't want to say confusion, but I was looking for a better word. But the confusion is, okay, you taught a white Jesus, right? Okay. Then you taught turn the other cheek. Then you taught as a young person to love everybody, right? And to trust your leaders. But then as you get older, you start realizing, hey man, something's just not right. You know? It's like it was too easy for me to wind up in jail. Something's just not going on. You know? And then you happen to go somewhere and you might visit a cousin, or you happen to be in the other areas of town, and you say, man, wait a minute. How come these folks thriving? You know, it's trying to start to dawn on you that, you know, you don't know how to articulate it. But the thing is you being warehoused and don't even know it. And the hurting part is you can't believe that leaders in the community would be in on it. You know, you can't believe that, wait a minute, instead of somebody figured it out, you know, instead of saving the flock and building a better community, how about we dumb down the flock and sell them to the prison system, to the judicial system, and everybody get their cut. And hey, it's not our responsibility to raise all these kids. We're gonna have to feed some of them over to the system. You want to eat, don't you? I mean, it's a game. It's crazy. It is what it is. So hopefully, the truth, as Brother Farrakhan always state, the truth. Just put the truth on the table, man. Put the truth down, and let the people decide. Put the clean glass next to the dirty glass. Study to show thyself approved. Open up the book of that Bible, get you a dictionary, and start praying that you pull out the extract the truth out of what was hidden right in plain sight. Step into the light, come up out the darkness of ignorance into the wisdom and light of knowledge. Because you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice because money is just the value man put on the paper. So that should erase some of your fears. Verbal Prick Radio, we're out.